Hey everybody, welcome to the show with me, Amy Kay. Now, I put your favourite artists in the hot seat, ask them the questions that you want to know the answers to. Then we give you guys the opportunity to ask whatever you want to. Who's on the show this week? Shall I give you a hint? Well, she's in a track with Dr. Zeus. Do you know? Hello everybody, yes. I think you may have guessed by now who my guest is. It's Kanika Kapoor.
Hi.
Hello, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Looking lovely, I have to say.
Thank you so much. Well.
Now, for people who don't really know who you are, how would you introduce yourself?
Kanika Kapoor, and I do a little bit of this and that.
I liked the way you did that. That was just kind of like chilled. It was like Kanika Kapoor, more like, you guys should know who I am. Now, we know you from the track with Dr. Zeus, which is Jugni Ji. So how did you guys meet?
We met through some common friends from Mumbai, and this is almost 6 years ago actually.
It's an amazing place.
And I come from India, but I live in London. I've been here forever. And yeah, I mean, it started from there. We decided we wanted to work together, and I've always been a fan of Zeus since I was a teenager. I like to rub that in.
So it's kind of good that you guys connected. I mean, are you working on future projects together? Or?
We have so much coming out. It's just unreal. I mean, we have a lot of music. I took a back seat. I just wanted to kind of reevaluate the whole thing. I mean, I knew that Jugni was a great song, and I had. I knew it was going to do well, but it did. So much more happened, and so many more opportunities came in my way, and I just took some time out to kind of reevaluate as to how much I want to get in, and who I work with, how I do things, and yeah, so here we are. We've done a lot of amazing new work, which is all starting to come out now.
So a good start.
It's been a great start. I couldn't have asked for more from God. It was amazing.
So we went out and we asked a few people about you and what they thought of you and your music.
Okay.
So here's what they said.
She's pretty, she's a good singer, and I like her tune with Dr. Zeus, is it? Yeah.
Oh, she's a darling. She is completely beautiful there. Her songs are quite nice as well. They're actually alright.
I've heard about her track of hers, and she's about, to be judging as a singer, she's a really good singer, and she's about also upbringing the Indian name. All the good artists in India, it's about they're performing internationally, so that's really good about her.
I love Kanika Kapoor's voice. I think she's really good.
So, some fans there.
That's so cute.
Any comments about that?
Oh, thank you so much for for this. I'm blushing. I don't know how to react to this.
That just shows how humble she is, though. So, how different is it working in India? How different is it working in India compared to the UK? So obviously, it's two different kind of.
It is very different. I have to say, because I've literally just finished, recording some tracks for some big Bollywood movies in terms of playback, and which are out soon, and it's a completely different ball game. The way people work there, the expectations, and everything is different.
Is it good or?
I think both are good, but it's just two different industries,
Because when I went to India, like the whole Indian timing thing, like over there, right? So, I'm here and they say, okay, you got to come to studio at 11. So Amy turns up at 11, the director walks in at 2. Like,
no, I think with me, they had, the people I worked with, they had a lot of respect for my timing.
So they turned up on time.
Because I would literally fly to Mumbai for the X amount of days and fly back. So they had a lot of respect for my timing, and we did everything on time. Yes.
Well,
but the only thing I would say is, in terms of when the music is coming out, they say 6 weeks, and then it becomes 8, and then that becomes 10.
See, Indian timing.
So that's Indian timing for us. But that they say be Indian, behave Indian.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So, any other artists that you want to work with, or you're going to be working with, that you can tell us about?
I'm working on something very special, which is apart from, of course, my few tracks which are coming out with Zeus, which they're going to be singles more than an album, and which are very special and my favorite out of everything that's coming out. And then we have an item number in Kanika Kapoor's movie, which is in Ragini MMS2. It's a great song, and I'm really excited about that. So I can't wait. It's out anytime now. And then I'm working on an Arab collaboration.
Oh, very nice.
Which is quite different. So yeah, let's see how that goes. And it's with someone very prominent. And
can you
nothing.
Give us a clue?
No, nothing at all.
So obviously, being in the UK, you've obviously been able to hear the music that's out there now.
Yeah.
Anyone that kind of stands out for you?
I think everybody's talented. I mean, I've been a great fan of the whole British Asian music, and I grew up in Lucknow. So for me, I grew up in India, and I moved here when I was 17, 18. And so I know the difference in the music, and it's great that I can be a part of it and now be a British Asian singer so many years later. So.
Okay, so let's go back to how you started off in music. Like, where did you begin?
I began when I was in Lucknow. When I was 6 years old, I started learning music from Pandit Ganesh Prasad Mishra ji, and he's a very, very senior guru in our country. And yes, I learned music for almost 11, 12 years. I did masters. I did all my exams from Bhatkande Music College, which was a very renowned college in India for vocals, and I performed a lot growing up as a teenager with some prominent artists like Anup Jalota, but it was all classical.
Okay.
So growing up, it was more classical, semi-classical, and so it was more about the bass. And then yeah, I mean, I think it all started from when I was in school, and I never forget when I won the inter-school competitions.
Oh wow, well, that's very good.
And that just kind of gave me a lot of confidence that I could actually perform and sing. It's different when you're learning and your parents want you to do a bit of dance and music and art while you're growing up, and it's different when you actually start doing something properly, and so that was the push that I got from my school, and here I am.
So did you know then that this is something you always wanted to do?
Yes.
Or if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing now?
My God, so many things. I actually do a lot of things already. I mean, I love fashion. I've always been into fashion, and I love to create something new. And so on the side, I'm kind of building up a little brand, which I'm sure you'll hear of soon also.
So is it Western fashion or is it Indian fashion?
Because I come from Lucknow, and it's known for its heritage. It's known for its embroidery. So yeah, it's all resham and hand embroidery that we we're looking at, and it's my mother's work for many, many years. I would say 20 years she's been doing this, and it's like a little charity that we do outskirts of our city.
Okay.
There are these very, very poor women who need jobs, and they're very, very good artists in their own way, So basically we've like built up centers, and I'm helping my mother, but I think I'm going to try and kind of do a little bit of my own thing.
Yeah, you've got to have a small project to yourself.
So Well, let's see, you know, so that's something in the planning. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, I was growing up and I knew that I was going to be a performing artist when I grew older. So, and I did everything possible to kind of get to where I am.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a short break. So guys, we'll see you soon. Okay everyone, welcome back to the show, and I'm sitting here with the lovely Kanika Kapoor.
Thank you.
Now, we went out onto the streets, went to talk to some fans, and so they have some questions for you.
Sure.
So here's the first one.
I'd like to ask her who her favourite designer is.
So who's your favourite designer?
Oh my God.
You're going to say a few, aren't you?
I like a few, but I mean, I really cannot say one because.
Okay, let's say three.
Well, I love Peter Dundas. He's you know, he's been with Emilio Pucci for the last few years, and I used to love and still love. I mean, you know, it's something from before. Christian Lacroix, and my third favorite is Rohit Bal from India. So yeah, he's.
Very nice.
I think he's by far the best designer I've worn, and I love his work. So.
Obviously, you mentioned the embroidery and like the different, you know, materials and everything before from where you're from. I mean, do you like to experiment with fashion?
Yes,
Could we see you maybe tomorrow with crazy hair, a yellow jumper and green trousers?
Yeah, I do that all the time, and I think it suits me.
I thought you were going to say no way.
Of course, I mean, block colors is the in thing. So I love to kind of block. I mean, you know, I thought I'll come.
Oh, I love it.
Tone down today, you know, I'll just be normal.
What's normal nowadays?
Well, for me, this is normal.
Let's go on to the next question. Will you be going on tour anytime soon?
Yes, I will be going on tour very soon. We're kind of. I've been asked, and we're in the talks of doing a tour with the Bollywood, and of course with Zeus and some other artists. I was just waiting to kind of get some more music out, and yeah.
Have you done many performances here?
A lot. Here, everywhere actually, India, Dubai, but a lot in the UK, yes.
What kind of reception do you get from the crowds?
You know, it's intimidating, I mean, I would say.
Really?
It's great. It's a great feeling when you go on stage and everybody, you know, is screaming for you and wants more from you. So it's a kind of, it's a sense of achievement, which is, my God, I'm so thankful to God that He's given me that day where I can feel this, you know. And yeah, so that's how I feel.
Do you have any funny performance stories or anything that's happened whilst at a show? Any crazy fans? I'm sure there's crazy fans.
There are some crazy fans, I have to admit, but crazy stories, no, not really. It's always been quite, you know.
Okay.
You know, it's been okay. Just a few times when I'm trying to talk on the stage, the mic just goes off.
Oh yeah, that's normal.
And but no, nothing crazy. So.
Okay, let's go on to another question. Right, so obviously from the last question, or I don't know if that was a question, I think it was more of a statement. He was kind of asking you out, but your fans obviously find you attractive, and you know, you must get a lot of compliments all the time. I mean, how do you deal with that? How do you?
You know, it's okay. I mean, thank you so much for loving me so much, and
yeah. What message do you have for your fans?
The one question that everybody asks me on Facebook and Twitter and the social media constantly, almost every day, is when's more music coming out, and more. I mean, I just want to say that I have a lot of new music coming out. I'm sorry I've taken so long, taken my own time, but watch the space. There's a lot of amazing work that's lined up, and it's an ocean of work, and you know, it should be good.
How do you time, like, when you're going to release a new song? I mean, how do you know this is the right time? That, you know, because, you know, a lot of artists, they have songs ready for, you know, a long periods of time. But then how do you know when's the right time? You know, this is going to do well.
You know, as a new artist, this is not something that we really think of. For me, you know, I would release a song as soon as it's ready, and I think that it's the best shot that I could have given, you know. And then, of course, when you're a little bit, you know, older in your career, maybe 5 songs and 6 songs down, you know, it's a different ball game. You know, you can then start thinking about, you know, creating something else. So when you're at the first stage where I am at, it's you know, you just want to get some good stuff out there. So.
It doesn't seem like it's the first stage though, because obviously you've been doing music a long time.
Yes, but you know, I took a long break, and then I went back into it, and so for me, I think I'm quite new. So.
And how about writing music? Is that you yourself, or do you sit with other writers?
We have a team, and I work with a lot of people. So, and of course, it's a bit of give and take, but I think I'm more of a vocalist than you know, than a writer. So, but I read a lot of poetry, and I love Rumi, and I love the whole spiritual thing. So I can see myself writing and you know, putting more into my work in terms of lyrics as it grows. So,
well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
And for your fans, like, where else can they find out more about you? I mean, do you have a website or?
Yeah, it's all coming up. When I started, I did not believe in the whole website and social media. I wanted to be someone who's very non-reachable.
I like that. That's kind of mysterious, but it works.
But everybody is now, you know, been telling me last 6 months, please get this out. But I just think that you don't, you know, you have Facebook. I have a fan page that's now coming up, and there's Twitter, there's Instagram, and you know, you can reach me there. So for me, I believe that less is more.
Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, everybody. Kanika Kapoor.